2025 is finally here and there are a lot of games for us to be excited about. Let's talk about them. Hello there everybody and welcome to The Comfy Spot. My name is Tyler and today we are going to be talking about my most anticipated games for the year of 2025. The year is finally upon us, 2025 at long last, and there are a lot of games that will be coming out this year, and many of them, if the current release calendar is anything to go by, are a lot of games that are going to be like really awesome, really cool. Basically, there's just a lot for us to be getting hyped about for the year 2025 in regards to video games, be they games themselves, new platforms, new consoles, whatever the case may be. There's so much to be excited about, and today I want to talk about the 10 games that I am the most hyped, the most excited, the most just eager, cannot wait to play from 2025. Some of them are AAA, a few of them are not, but without further ado, let's start getting into my most anticipated games for 2025. So my list generally is not ordered in terms of the games that are like most excited about or least excited about, but the game that I am absolutely the most excited about is actually the one that I'm going to be starting off this video with, that being Unbeatable. This game is coming from D-Cell Games, and I have been super duper excited for this game, this music-centric adventure rhythm game, from the moment I first laid eyes on it back during Day of the Devs in 2021. And then it got an energetic re-reveal trailer last year that absolutely blew me away. It's honestly one of the best trailers I've ever seen, point blank period, whether we're talking about games, movies, TV shows, point blank period. It is an absolutely fantastic trailer. Everything about Unbeatable, from its premise of a world where, music is illegal, to its art style that is very clearly inspired by the anime team Studio Trigger. Like, everything about this game is just speaking to me as a huge fan of both music, games, and anime as well. And the songs that have been teased so far in the footage that we've seen in the trailers that have been released have been total earworms for me. It just had me just like, yes, I want to hear more, I want to hear more. So I'm like so thirsty for the soundtrack from this game. And again, the gameplay itself looks like a lot of fun too. I'm excited to go around this world with Beat and her crew and just see what the characters are like, see what the world is like, and then the gameplay itself. When you're doing the actual rhythm music stuff, that looks like a lot of fun as well. I've just been super excited for Unbeatable for a long time now. I cannot wait to play this game. We don't have a specific date for 2025 as of yet. All we know is that it is coming out in 2025. So if you were not aware of Unbeatable before, it should absolutely be a game that you are keeping on your radar because it is looking amazing. It is looking fantastic. Go watch the trailer if you have not already. I have B-roll running for it right now while I'm talking. But again, go watch this trailer so you can hear the music itself behind the footage. It's an awesome trailer, awesome music. I cannot wait for Unbeatable when it comes out at some point later on this year. This right here is my most anticipated game. Now next up, I'm going to go with, of course, Grand Theft Auto 6. I know this is probably most people's most anticipated game of 2025, understandably. And if it wasn't for Unbeatable, this would be my most anticipated game of 2025. And I mean, we all know Grand Theft Auto is kind of like a known commodity. Like, it's a juggernaut. It is obviously going to be many people's most anticipated game of 2025. It's been, as of right now, 12 years since Grand Theft Auto 5 first came out back in 2013. So Grand Theft Auto 6, very highly anticipated. It's been 5 years. No, wait, my math is wrong. It's been 7 years since Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, Rockstar's last game. So, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of anticipation behind this. How is Rockstar going to continue pushing forward and innovating in regards to open world and their storytelling and their gameplay? Grand Theft Auto 5 had a great open world with Los Santos, and then we had the multiple playable characters that we could switch between at will, and how that also worked in terms of gameplay for some missions. That was really cool and interesting and neat, also for the storytelling too. Red Dead Redemption 2 gave us an incredible, amazing, beautiful, immersive, old West America. And then we also had the way you could just walk up to anybody in the game and just chat with anyone in the game. No cutscenes, real scenes, just hold down a button to look at them and then you could talk with them. That was really great for immersion in the world. So I wonder what they're going to do with Grand Theft Auto 6. Are they going to continue to build on that? They're going to do different things. I'm really curious. And of course, again, with Rockstar Games, the worlds in their games are some of the most exciting things, the most interesting things, because they're so detailed, so meticulously detailed, so beautiful, so full of life. They feel alive. They're very immersive. So I'm looking forward to seeing Vice City. We haven't been to Vice City since the original Vice City back in whenever that game came out in the PS2 original Xbox generation. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they bring Vice City to life in the modern day. I'm looking forward to learning more about Lucia and her partner, forgot his name, and just, seeing what their story is, seeing who these characters are. And yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be amazing. It's going to break records. It's going to be a cultural juggernaut, a significant moment in culture. So I'm excited for it. Cannot wait for Grand Theft Auto 5 when it comes out later this year. It's supposed to come out later this year. This is Grand Theft Auto, though. I said Grand Theft Auto 5. I meant Grand Theft Auto 6, guys. Sorry. The number and the year is all blending in my head. Grand Theft Auto 6, supposed to come out later this year. I would not be surprised if it slips to 2026. It is very likely all of Rockstar and 2K games, or Take-Two games, they are being, they keep on saying it is fall 2025. We'll see if that sticks. If it slips to 2026, though, won't be surprised. I won't be mad. It'll just be on my most anticipated list for next year as well. But it is on my most anticipated list for 2025. The third game I want to talk about is going to be South of Midnight, coming from Compulsion Games over at Xbox, their Xbox Game Studios. I'm very excited about this one. I've been looking forward to this since it was first announced back in 2023 because of its distinct art style. It has this real painterly kind of look along with its like the stop motion animation that we have going on with it for the frame rate. It's really cool. It's really interesting, really exciting. It helps it stand out from the crowd. And I've only become more interested in the game ever since we've seen gameplay for it last year at the Xbox Games Showcase in the summer. And we've also learned more about it through just posts that they put online, documentaries that they put out. Everything about South of Midnight is looking amazing so far. It's looking fantastic. One of the things that I'm most excited about from South of Midnight is actually the way that Compulsion Games is taking inspiration from the Deep South for its world and its story. Because this is a region and culture that I personally cannot recall seeing in many games. So because of that, it really sets the stage for South of Midnight to be this really unique experience that is unlike many others or anything else at all that we typically see or get in the gaming landscape. So I'm really excited for it on that level. And of course, the gameplay itself looks like a lot of fun. It looks like, we have our magical powers that Hazel, our main character, has. And then combat and everything from what we've seen so far seems like, a pretty standard third-person action platformer game. Not that that's a bad thing at all. Looks like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it, and we will be seeing it as part of this month's Xbox Developer Direct on January 23rd, so I'm hoping that we get a release date for it there. It's rumored, I've read some rumors that it should be coming out like maybe in March or so, or if not March, sometime pretty soon. I hope so. I'm really looking forward to playing South of Midnight. But again, Compulsion Games, let the team cook. It'll be coming when it comes. I am very excited to play this game, though. I'm hoping that we get that release date at the Xbox Developer Direct on January 23rd. And I hope that you all are excited about it too, because it looks like a lot of fun. The next game on my list is going to be Ghost of Yotei, of course, coming from Sucker Punch over at PlayStation Studios. Guys, if you play Ghost of Tsushima and you enjoy Ghost of Tsushima, you understand why Ghost of Yotei is on this list here. Ghost of Yotei looks fantastic. It looks fabulous. Visually, it looks just as good as Ghost of Tsushima did. Ghost of Tsushima had a very beautiful, striking art style with how it was very realistic looking, but also it was just a very distinct look to it that made everything about the game just look so picturesque. And Ghost of Yotei, continuing on with that trend, we get a new region here, a new time period that has it free from the shackles of its predecessor, and it allows us to get a brand new story, brand new characters, brand new protagonist in Atsu. So there's a whole lot new here. I'm looking forward to discovering what the world of Ghost of Yotei has for us, what the story is going to be, getting attached to new characters. It just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. We got new weapons here as well that we saw in the announcement trailer. Everything about this game, I am all on board for. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games from PlayStation Studios, one of the best PlayStation exclusive titles of all time, period, in my opinion. It was a beautiful swan song for the PS4 before the PS5 came out in 2020. Ghost of Yotei, I'm expecting nothing less than greatness from this game whenever it comes out in 2025. And if it gets pushed to 2026, again, let the team cook. It is what it is. But I'm very much looking forward to Ghost of Yotei whenever it comes out later on this year. The next game on my list is going to be Split Fiction. This is the new game coming from Joseph Fares and his team over at Hazelight. Ever since Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons was released in 2013, I've always been drawn to any new project from Joseph Fares and the team over at Hazelight, because their emphasis on these one-of-a-kind cooperative experiences is something that I really admire, since you don't really see that in the games industry, in the gaming landscape. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to partake in any of the team's earlier projects, such as A Way Out or It Takes Two, simply because I never had a co-op partner to play them, but I was still very excited about them. And I'm still super excited about Split Fiction, which looks like it's going to be their most imaginative game yet. We have the traveling between sci-fi worlds and fantasy worlds and using abilities that evolve throughout each level. It just sounds like something that we would get from some of the best platformers on the market right now. There's just so much creative potential on offer here. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to experience it myself at some point later this year. I get the feeling that I might be able to. I have a friend that I might be able to play it with. We'll see though, because of course, aside from having a partner to play it with, I will also need time to play this game, all the games on this list. But Split Fiction, if you have not seen it already, definitely go check it out. It was revealed at the Game Awards this past year. It looks awesome. It looks fantastic. I'm very excited for it. So I hope it lands. I hope it is as great as it looks to be. Moving on to my next game for my most anticipated games of 2025, we are going to be talking about Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This game looks awesome. Straight up, point blank, period. And what instantly caught my eye about this game from Sandfall Interactive was its battle system. I'm not alone in that. Many people were caught by its battle system, because it's merging turn-based combat with real-time elements such as parrying and blocking and countering. And I mean, that in itself is not a completely new idea for an RPG. I mean, look at Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars was doing similar things with it as well. But here, it's the presentation that we have happening here, because we have it happening in a game that has a more realistic, grounded, gritty look, as opposed to, a game that is more SNES inspired. So the presentation here really makes the combat just so much more dynamic and exciting for what we're getting. And then there's also the really stylish UI that's reminiscent of what you would get from an Atlas game like Persona or Metaphor v Fantasio. So when you combine all that with this intriguing story about the characters going to stop this deity called the Paintress, who is always, every year she writes down a new number and everyone that's that age dies and the number's just counted down year by year. That is just so intriguing, so fascinating. I'm really excited to see what the story is all about, where it goes. I'm really excited to play this game because the gameplay and the combat looks really fun, looks really interesting. So this is a game that I am 1000% here for, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I know I'm not alone in that. Really looking forward to seeing it, and that's also going to be in the Xbox Developer Direct that is happening later on this month, and it's supposed to be coming out at some point this spring, if I'm correct, spring 2025. It seems like it'd be the perfect April, May game, maybe early June game. We'll see. But April, May would be a really perfect time for that game. As of right now, give it its own spotlight, give it its own time to shine, when it's not bogged out or crowded by a lot of other big, heavy-hitting AAA games. So Clair Obscur Expedition 33, very excited for it, and I hope you are too. So next, we're going to be talking about Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. This is an interesting pick for me to have on my most anticipated of 2025 list, because the first Death Stranding is a game that I found to be intriguing, but for some reason I just never felt compelled to play it. I don't know why. Something about it, I was like, looks cool, it's awesome, I can appreciate what it is, but I had no real desire to play it. But with the sequel, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, that has completely changed. My tastes have just evolved over the years, ever since 2019 when it first came out, and everything about Death Stranding 2 on the beach. From the weird stop motion puppet character to Troy Baker's character fighting with this weaponized guitar is just screaming at me to dive into this bizarre universe of Hideo Kojima's. Of course, me jumping into this new installment in Kojima's fascinating franchise is contingent on my enjoyment of the first game whenever I do get around to playing the first game. Nevertheless, though, Death Stranding 2 is definitely a game that I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on as we get closer to its release later this year. Because again, it just something, I don't know, something in my brain just clicked now with this one where I see it and I'm just like, I want to play this. I want to experience this game, this world, this story. It looks amazing. It looks weird and wacky, but I don't know. I'm all here for it. I want to play it. I'm very, very, very excited for this game. I'm probably not playing it when it comes out at launch, but nonetheless, I am very excited for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. We have another Xbox game here on my list, that being Fable, coming from Playground Games, who has been hard at work on Fable for quite some time now. This was first announced back in 2020, and we've seen a lot of the game that shows, the series' trademark humor is still intact, but very little of actual gameplay for it. I mean, I know at last year's Xbox Game Showcase, there were some snippets of gameplay in it, but again, we have really not seen much actual gameplay. It's really more so been just story cutscenes, cinematic shots, again, things just to show us that the humor of the series is intact. And that fact is keeping my excitement from being greater than it currently is, but I'm still really hyped for this franchise's return at some point this year, solely because of who's making it, that being Playground Games. They have this great pedigree with the Forza Horizon games, which are spectacular racing games. I have Forza Horizon 5. I like it. It's beautiful, it's fun, it's really cool and everything. So from the little that we've seen of Fable, I trust that Playground, is going to do their big one on this, and I trust that it's going to live up to the pedigree that they've already built up and everything. I'm hoping that the next time we see it, we see actual gameplay, and I think part of why I'm also really excited for it is because I've never got to play any of the original Fable games, so it's more like, all right, it's a reboot for the series, but it's also like a first step for me as well, and just what it means for Xbox to have Fable come back after being gone for so long. Just like all these factors coming together is why I'm really excited for Fable. So hopefully the final product does not turn out to be a disappointment. It's supposed to come out at some point this year. We don't have a date, so that could easily slip to 2026. If it is coming out this year, I feel like it's going to be like a fall game, which is totally fine. Let Playground cook. It'll come when it comes. But hey, I'm excited for Fable, and I imagine many others, out there who are watching this are also excited for it. So that's why it's on my list for 2025. The second to last game on my list is going to be Tron Catalyst. Yes, coming from Bethel Games here. You see, Tron Legacy is one of my favorite movies of all time, point blank period. So I'm always excited to return to that world in whatever form that takes. So Tron Catalyst, coming from Bethel Games, it's like putting an isometric action adventure spin on the franchise, and it straight up looks phenomenal in my opinion. The neon-soaked visuals of the grid are absolutely beautiful, and the gameplay looks like it's a lot of fun too, with our disc combat action, and then we have like the light cycle stuff going on too. It looks like a lot of fun, so I could not be more excited to play this game whenever it comes out in 2025. And then there's also the fact that the new movie, Tron Ares, is supposed to be coming out at some point this year. I believe it's supposed to come out in October of 2025. So this Tron Catalyst would be the perfect companion piece for the franchise's big return on the big screen. So, Tron Legacy and Tron Catalyst here. I mean, I'm super hyped for it. I hope you all are too. If you're not, definitely go take a look at the trailer. I mean, I'm gonna have footage running on the screen while I'm talking, but it looks like a lot of fun. It looks really cool. I'm excited for it. So I hope that when it comes out, I hope that it actually turns out good. Of course, all these games could be bad, but I hope that it turns out to be good. And I hope that I have time when it comes out. I hope I have time to actually sit down and play it and just get lost in the grid in this awesome looking Tron experience. Now, my last pick here is a bit of a cheat answer, because my last pick is going to be the Switch 2. Okay, yes, the Switch 2 is a console, it's not a video game, but I'm including it anyway because just like with GTA 6, it is arguably like the biggest gaming release of the year. Everyone's been highly anticipating the Switch 2 4 years now. We had the Switch Pro rumors, and now we've been waiting for the Switch 2 for a long time. And admittedly, I don't play my Switch that often. Play it actually the least of my 3 consoles here. But that hasn't kept me from being excited for Nintendo's next generation take on their revolutionary hybrid console. You know, we've been seeing recent pictures of alleged hardware reveal that the system really just appears to be a bigger Switch. And that's totally fine. You know, I'm totally fine with it being just like a slightly bigger Switch that runs games better, is able to play better games and deliver us some new experiences. Basically, a bigger, more powerful Switch. That's all I've wanted. I know that's all that many other people have wanted. You know, so while the hardware may not be breaking the mold much, what is going to be most important are the games. And if rumors are to be believed, if the rumors that have been leaking recently are to be believed, we're going to be getting some great first-party and third-party games coming to the Switch 2 when it is finally in our hands, whether that be on day one or at some point in the launch year or shortly after launch year. So the official reveal should be happening any day now. I mean, I'm going to be posting this video on Monday, January 13th. Rumors are saying, as of today that I've seen, that the official reveal will be happening in the next couple days. We'll see if that happens. Who knows? Any day now, though, it seems like the Switch 2 will be revealed. And then we'll finally have answers to all our questions about the games that we'll be playing, the price of the console, the release date, so many answers to all of our questions. So I'm very excited for the Switch 2. If I was to put a bet right now, I would imagine this console is not going to be any more than $400. I imagine it's just going to be straight up $400 piece of hardware, probably coming out at some point in March. No, I could see March as a release month for it. I could also see it happening anytime, basically between March and June. No later than June. March is the earliest it will probably happen. I think April, May is also a sweet spot too. So April, May would be like either of those months would be perfect timing for it. But yeah, and in terms of launch lineup, like launch day lineup, it's a bit tough to say. But in regards to, you know, Mario Kart or 3D Mario game, what would be their day one? Leaks are saying Mario Kart 9, and I would lean in that direction too. I think we're gonna have Mario Kart 9 there on day one. That's what I think. Mario Kart 9 day one, $400 Switch 2, and if we're at an actual month, I'm gonna say March. I'm gonna say a March release. I'm gonna put all my chips on the table on that one right now. That's what I'm saying. I'm super hyped for the Switch 2 2025. We're going to be getting this thing at long last. And of course, when it comes out, I'll get one for myself. I'm going to try to get one for day one. And then, you know, I'll do some coverage of some sort for the Switch 2. I don't know what I'll do exactly. I haven't really thought about it yet. I got to figure things out also, you know, with new job and everything and how that's factoring into me doing content creation and just trying to work around that. So it is what it is. But the Switch 2 is the last thing that I am most anticipating from 2025. So those are all the games and one console that I am highly anticipating from 2025. You know, again, some big AAA games, a few lower key indie games. Shout out one more time to Unbeatable. I put it at the start of this video for a reason because I believe that game deserves all the eyes on it that it could possibly get. It looks so freaking good, so freaking awesome, so freaking amazing. I want more people to be aware of it and talking about it because gosh, that game looks amazing. Nevertheless though, let me know your most anticipated games from 2025 down in the comment section below. Are they on this list? Are they not on this list? Let's talk about them. And if they're not on this list, if any of the games that I talked about here pique your interest, let me know. If you let me know, like, hey, I didn't know about Unbeatable before, but I want to play it now. Or hey, maybe what you said about this game actually swayed me a bit on it. Let's talk about all our most anticipated games of 2025 down in the comment section. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel as well and turn on those notification bells. That way you know as soon as new videos go live. My name is Tyler. This has been The Comfy Spot, and we'll talk next time. Have a good one.